Uh,
Welcome to the podcast where we keep it rough, rugged, and raw. It's the Line of Scrimmage podcast. I am a part of the illustrious crew, Brian B. Shynin, and join me tonight is, of course, by usual, by DNA, my brother. How you doing, Coach Brooks? You in the building? You feeling good? Huh?
No, I'm
No?
not. No, I'm
No?
not.
Oh.
Got some things need to hash out. Be done. You know how. Hey,
I already know what's about to happen tonight, brother. I am
listen,
ready.
man.
Oh man, rare form in my
love it.
Purple Rain voice. All right, and of course, my other brother from another mother, the talented, the voice, B Dub in the building. B Dub, how you feeling, my brother?
What's good, baby? I'm good, man. I'm good. Like Coach said, it's a lot to talk about from this past weekend. Can't wait to get into it.
And Big Reese, he's in Hawaii, faded and feeling X rated.
Yeah,
And
living his best life.
yeah,
Golfing.
for sure. So he's over there, and of course, join. We're lucky enough to have a legend. If you grew up in Kansas City, you saw this man on TV, you heard him, and you can still hear him on the radio. My man, Brad Porter, man, welcome to the show.
It's great to be with you. I just got to tell you something funny real quick. I was talking with a neighbor of mine. He said, "Man, you have a really good radio voice." And then I hear B-Dub come on. I'm like, "That's not even, not even close. I need to drop down about 2 octaves to get on that level."
Yeah, man.
Love you,
yeah,
B-Bo.
man.
Love you.
I know them voiceover checks be hitting
Yes.
right, don't they, B-Dub, huh?
As long as they clear, they'll keep getting the voice.
All right, gentlemen, without further ado, Chiefs took an L this past weekend. And look, it's a lot of blame to go around. And I like to have perspective. I think perspective goes a long way and happiness and peace in your life. And fellas, you can't simplify it down to this, but if McCole Hardman doesn't muff the punt, and we're not blaming it all on him, but I'm just stating the facts. I'm just going through the game. If McCole Hardman doesn't muff that punt, look, man, the Chiefs only down 5, plenty time left, and Pat Mahomes, he goes down and he'll do what he do, like he always did. But look, something that's not being talked about enough for me is that Pat had the flu. Try doing something with the flu. And there were so many plays throughout that game where I was like, damn, it's affecting him. Overthrow to Watson. He was inaccurate he wasn't inaccurate to everybody. He was inaccurate in some spots, in some crucial spots, like on some third downs. He would overthrow guys, or the pass would be slightly to the left, or he would throw an interception because he's eyeing Kelsey. And of course, the receivers don't help, and we'll get into that. But man, Patrick and that flu, man, it affected the game, fellas. Did you see what I see?
Yeah, I think just my opinion. I think we're all under this illusion or idea that when a superstar player is sick, has the flu, whatever, that they just pump them full of fluids and they can get through the game. It doesn't work. You guys know if you have the flu, it doesn't work like that. You can take all the medicine in the world, and if you feel like garbage and your legs and your feet feel like clay and feels like you're running in a swimming pool, it's not happening. I saw that the entire game. I was like, that's not Pat. So I'm not worried about it, but I did see that.
I think I saw him come off a lot of reads, things that he would have read faster. He would have saw faster. I think his reaction time was definitely slowed down by him having the flu. The pressure, when he would feel the pressure, pocket presence, things like that, awareness, was very un-Patrick Mahomes boy like.
Yeah, he was off a tick all game long, and you guys know if you're off a tick in the NFL, it's not a good thing. And noticed he didn't want to run the ball. Usually he'll like to make those plays when necessary, especially on the third downs and protection breaks down and the reads aren't there. He's got that speedy quickness that he has, and he wasn't doing it. And when he turned around, ran right into his offensive lineman, I knew that was it. It wasn't happening today.
No Patrick Mavick.
No. Not on Sunday.
That was what was missing. And that to me is the secret sauce of Patrick Mahomes. That is the thing that really separates him from everybody else. That makes him so elite. The pocket presence, the fact that he is faster than a man chasing him at all time, and it was not available on Sunday. And it changes the way you play defense. All of a sudden, you can't play man coverage on third down. Why? Because you're going to have just nobody there.
Lanes, back turn.
Exactly.
Backs to turn, lanes. Especially if you bracketing Kelsey. If you're bracketing Kelsey, sitting on him, there's no spot for my homeboy. So.
Well, that leads me to the Sky Moore play. Let's get to it. And all right, Sky Moore is open. He's over to the left side of your screen.
Goodness gracious.
In between two defenders. He is open, and the throw was there. We'll get to that in a second. But if you look at everybody there in man coverage, you see Surtain is on Watson. Kelsey's
bracketing
Kelsey. But there is a man available that to me looks like he's spying on Pat. Jared, do you sense that that's a spy? That guy right there in the red circle?
I don't sense it's a spy, because in order to spy, you at least got to be eyesight or same level with the quarterback. I mean, that's Patrick Mavick. If he watch football, you got to center him. He's over there to the left. That's an easy little scat for Pat.
Exactly. Which leads me to the red markers, and I'm sensing that if Patrick doesn't have the flu, if that's regular Patrick Mahomes,
he
runs
off.
He gets that first down. B-Dub.
Yeah, he's taking off. He's hitting it, and he's going right to that first down, reaching out and getting past that linebacker.
They backs a turn. That's the toughest thing about man.
Oh boy,
backs a turn, man, and they chasing.
And fellas, this was just 4th and 2. Let's say Patrick doesn't even back up in the pocket that much, because he knows, like, hey, they're playing man coverage, so I might have an opportunity to skedaddle up out of here and pick up this first down and get out of bounds. So it hasn't been talked about enough for me this week. The fact that man was sick. Like he had got the flu like the night before or something like that. So he's in prime flu. Like it's in him. You gotta think about IVs. You got it's so many factors to it, man, that people just glance over.
I just hope it gets flushed out before they play in Frankfurt on Sunday. Get it all done.
All right, fellas, let's roll the tape on this Chiefs offense. And this is that last drive where Sky Moore dropped it in the end zone, and you can see Patrick is just off.
Yeah, you got to have elite quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes. You have to have that leg drive. And I know he can throw it off one foot, off balance, going backwards, sidearm and all that, but you really got to be able to drive that power through your legs. And his legs clearly were not there. And the accuracy or lack of accuracy 100% showed.
See, here's trying to make a play.
That was a good ball, though.
It was.
That was on point. He hit him on that shoulder.
Yeah, go ahead, B-Dub.
Yeah, he hit him on that shoulder to, I believe that was the no grade pass right there, where he put it right where he needed to complete that pass. So, like you said, he was off for most of the day, but he still made enough plays to win that game if his receivers help him.
So,
And that was one of the key things was, outside of a couple catches here and there, the receivers for the most part, and the tone was set early, and I think I texted you when we had our little text thread, when MVS fumbled that first catch, when he went up, made the catch, turned around and dropped it. It was like, well, wait a minute. This is going to be different today.
Another thing, we like to talk about the trenches here. One thing that kind of bothered me, made my ass itch a little bit.
Here's the fourth down, I believe.
Was the guys in the middle was giving up penetration, which I never see them really do, man.
Yeah, that was Creed's worst game.
Yeah,
I mean, for the offensive
Creed
line
like that, man.
Yeah, for the offensive line as a whole, that was their worst game that they played together. I mean, I've never seen Creed get used like that.
Hey, look
and
at Trey
all
Smith,
of them.
bro. That don't even make sense.
No.
And that's not interference.
No, not by a long shot. That's a drop, dude.
No.
Yeah.
It's in the bread basket, bro.
That's Andy, how Andy does, trying to cover for his players. He dropped a dime and he should have caught it. That should have been
man, that Scott Moore project, man. I'm finna throw that in the trash can with the chitterlings.
One catch, 8 yards. One catch, 8 yards. And what did I talk about a couple weeks ago? He's still getting him and MVS are still
hemmed up.
They are getting hemmed up and getting all the plays. They have more plays on the field than everybody except for the offensive line and Patrick Mahomes.
And his neck, bro.
Yeah, man. The receivers are. I thought Sky Moore, and I still think it. I still believe in that guy. I still think I am, dog, because he's he's a talented guy, man. And he look when he gets the ball in his hands.
When
I know when.
His old slang in Texas, Tennessee.
And
I believe
look at this.
Tennessee.
Look at this. The 18 drop passes.
That's horrible.
18.
Leading the league.
Terrible. That's an injustice to the GOAT.
And I thought coming up on the trade deadline, I know everybody's talking about Devontae Adams and the Raiders were dead set on not trading him to anybody, but I thought the Chiefs might go out and get a guy, maybe. But Brett Veach wasn't feeling it. For Devontae Adams, man, it stinks. You got to stay there because after not trading him, they fire their coach, they fire their GM, they fire their offensive coordinator. And I don't feel bad for the Raiders at all, but man, it's embarrassing. Them and the Washington football team, the two embarrassing franchises going.
Disgusting. Washington.
Now we know why the Raiders wouldn't answer those calls.
But look, I talked about it on Arrowhead Allies, and you can check out at Star K Media. I talked about believing in these young guys. Sharks are born in the water. I said it last year with the defensive backs. I said it last year when everybody was complaining about him. When our boy B-Dub Carrington, he's talking about they need to go get a veteran cornerback. Yeah. Nah, man, believe in the young guys.
Carrington, the same one that said Kelsey's watch. So you just gotta watch.
Fam.
We gotta get the right blend, man. We gotta get the right blend.
That's
obviously,
right.
Rice is in that blend. Hardman's gonna work back in that blend. I don't know about the Justin Ross thing, but Watson, he's definitely in the blend. That's my guy.
Yeah, he's showing he can catch the rock in big places. So yeah, he's definitely in there. Rice has built that trust with Patrick. You've seen it. If he just, like we talked about before, if he can just hold on to the ball, catch the ball, he'll continue to progress in this offense big time.
Whatever package that is that the sky keep coming out, Pat gonna do this.
Yeah, send him back.
You know what's funny about Watson?
He gonna
another play.
What's funny about Watson is, and I don't bet on sports. Maybe I will someday, but I just don't right now. But I told a friend of mine last year who likes to bet on sports and do individual players. I said, whenever you see Watson and he's like, they say, his yards will be 15.5 total. I say, crush the over on that every time. Cause he's always going to get one catch for 27 yards, maybe 2. It doesn't matter because he's going to pile them up. I like him. I like him a lot.
I like him too. Brian wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with MVS. I don't know what's up with Kadarius Toney, but they have contributed almost nothing this year.
Yeah. I still believe in Sky. Here's Sky trying to, explain what happened during the game.
Yeah, just do a better job of finishing the opportunities that I get. Just when they come, just make the play.
How much were you affected on that pass into the end zone the other day in Denver by the defensive guy? How much of a grab was that?
It was a grab, but it was you get grabbed every play, so I'm expected to make that catch. I know that, but on to the next play.
On to the next play.
Yeah,
I like that attitude, man.
I'm glad he didn't bite on to that excuse, man. He tried to throw some guppy meat out there. Listen, dude, I don't care, man.
What?
Tyser tried to get him, boy.
It's mid-season, man. Fuck that. I don't care what you talking about, man. Catch the ball.
When you go back to the play 2 weeks ago when Kelsey has the catch right near the goal line, and he's got the ball in his hands over his head with eight guys are hanging on him, and he's holding on to it and gets all the way to the ground. It's like it's like my friend Dana Hughes said: if the ball hits you in the hands, you better catch it. That's the rule.
Catch it.
You better catch it.
Would be Hughes.
Yes, sir.
This is the NFL. It's not college. It's not high school. This is the NFL.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
NFL, bro, it's big business, dog.
Yes, sir. Well, when the GOAT says no excuses, it's no excuses.
Our defense is playing their tail off, man. And for us to keep turning it over, putting them in bad positions and them saving our tail, it's getting real one-sided. And I don't think I've been in a situation where we've stalled this much, like as an offense throughout the year, and definitely at this point in the season. We got a lot of guys that usually figure out how to get this thing going. And you know what? It's shit's frustrating, man. Not putting up touchdowns week after week after week it's getting old. It's getting old to watch. I know it, Chiefs Kingdom. I know it is. It's not like what we've been in the past, and we got the best, in my mind, the best offensive mind in the game. We got the best quarterback. So this is, it's unacceptable, and we all feel that way. So don't think that we're not in this thing, feeling the urgency. We just got to go out there and freaking do it. And, it starts with not killing ourselves, man. I mean, just daggers, just guys running the wrong routes, guys running the wrong routes, guys not making blocks, guys dropping the football. It's frustrating, and it's a challenge. It's a challenge at this point in the career, or I'm not only speaking for myself, but it's a challenge at this point in the season to get this thing right now before it gets out of control and it gets really bad. One of the things we wanted to do this week was attack. As an offense, feel like we're on the attack. Like, don't go in there trying to feel the game out. Just be on the attack. And I think rewatching that film, Denver just had a lot more energy. I think they looked at that 0-15 the last 15 times we played them, and went into that game a little bit more hungry, man. And that's making me sick to my stomach to feel or even say. But I think we gotta have a gut check, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And that's what we're doing. We're just talking about it today. Everybody's looking each other in the eyes, trying to figure it out and trying to make sure that we do this thing the right way, man. And not necessarily burn the ships and everything like that, but definitely circle the wagons, man.
And that's what it is, man. That's the type of locker room that we're dealing with. That's a championship attitude in a storm of adversity, man.
Andy, kick their ass. All practice.
Come on.
Ass.
Hit us with it.
Here's how you know Travis Kelce's a leader. When he was mentioning all the mistakes they made, he said, he put his hand up. We drop passes. We're running the wrong routes. He put his hand up every time. And I got to say this, too, talking about Travis Kelce. I do two things in the morning. I got the radio on in the kitchen, and I got the TV on in the living room. So I'm bouncing back and forth, trying to get everything ready for the day. And I bounced into the TV room this morning, and I was watching Get Up on ESPN. And they put up a quote from Nick Lowry. Nick freaking Lowry criticizing Travis Kelce for going to the World Series game on Friday down in Texas, and full credit. Big Swagoo, you guys know him, Marcus Spears. and Jeff Saturday, they both said, look, when you stay in town on a Friday night on a game week, you might be out till 2 or 3 in the morning. There was nothing wrong with what he did and had nothing to do with the game. They just didn't play very well. Nick Lowry, you're a kicker. I'm sorry. You got no, and look, I like kickers. Nothing against kickers. You got to have them sometimes. But no way should Nick Lowry be criticizing Travis Kelce. No.
This is coming from a guy who rolls around with his own pictures ready to give out autographs.
Oh,
at
I've
all
seen
times.
it, and he'll sign it for you. Yeah.
If you never ran into Nick Lowry, he is a piece of work. So, people forget that Patrick was actually supposed to make that trip as well, but he got sick. And if you're here in town, as most of us are, and you're out in the streets, as most of us are on a Friday night, Saturday night, you're going to run into Travis Kelce in most of these places. And if you haven't ran into Travis Kelce in some of these restaurants, you may not be out in the streets in Kansas City, but he's out there pretty regularly on a Friday night till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I think one thing that bothers me, man, is they are shaking Andy Reid's confidence. I ain't never seen him bring Butker out there as much as he like, fuck this. Come on.
62.
He telling Pat, no, come on, Butker, and that's a sign to me, man. I've never seen him bring the kicker out this much. I mean, we kicking field goals, 4th and 3. Come on, dude, that's our bread and butter.
You don't think that it has anything to do with the defense catching up to the offenses this year? Like, it's some good ass defenses out here, man.
That's even more of a reason to take a shot. That's even more reason, man. You can't do with our defense, bro. I'm finna take a shot. He don't got the confidence in them, bro, and they got to earn that back.
Yeah, and that whole offense, the whole offensive game plan was shaky. Everybody was shaky. It was sloppy again.
It's an Andy Reid. There we go, Henry Thompson.
And we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Whether or not it got old with Eric Bieniemy, he still had them focused. He had them focused. And being a running backs coach, he was always in that ear to run the ball. Somewhere it's not what? Let me look. Wait a minute. 8 carries, 40 yards for Pacheco. Pacheco saw the ball 8 times.
Not
Patrick
enough.
Mahomes was right behind him in 30 yards.
Not
as
enough.
Soon as he sees a 1-yard run, as soon as he sees a 1-yard run or a negative yard run,
he stops.
He's like, I'm not doing this no more.
And all the East Coast, West Coast shit, to the side, stop it. It doesn't work, and it hasn't worked for a long time. You got the hogs up front, pound the rock in the middle. You can't tell me on 4th and 2, Pacheco's not falling forward for 3 yards. Behind Trey Smith and Creed.
Power left.
Come on, Brooks. Left. Come on, coach. Tell him.
Trey Smith, power left. Power left. I mean, come on, dude.
Somebody just asked, I didn't see the name. Somebody just asked, can somebody please tell who's calling the plays? Andy Reid calls everything. Andy has his finger on every single thing. So no matter what you hear, no matter what you say, Andy Reid has his finger on every single thing that goes on.
Yeah, Pop. Hey, Pop. He ain't letting Matt Nagy. Hey, man, he's just there to see if he get another gig, man. Ain't nobody listening to him, man.
Look, man, another thing with Pacheco, I feel like he's more of a rhythm running back. The more he gets the ball, the better he is.
Yeah.
He's not getting it enough.
Another
guy who's not getting the ball enough for me or not getting enough play designs toward his way is Jerick McKinnon, the touchdown machine from last year. The play calling is off, and the run game isn't there because of the play calls, and it's Bieniemy, dog. It's plain and simple, Brad. We miss Eric Bieniemy.
Hey, man. When you ain't got no faith in the Joes, the X's ain't gonna work for you. You don't got no faith that they're gonna make the motions correctly, the crack blocks. They're gonna make the pivot to pull the outside linebacker or safety away from the box. There's no trust in there, dude.
Hold on, nobody said he was Derrick Henry.
Right. That didn't come out of nobody's mouth.
Nobody said that, but give that man the ball, though. I guess he's alluding to the more you give him the ball, the better he is.
But it's true. We saw it last year.
So Nathan Manning, do you want to continue to tackle Pacheco in the 4th quarter? You taking a beating when you tackle that man.
The man runs angry.
Make sure we get on this formula whenever you're ready to segue to that other side. Because it's a formula everybody keeps trying to use for the last 3 or 4 weeks against this defense.
Well, the thing that was vivid to me, fellas, was this was the fact that the Chiefs had no juice. Zero. Denver was playing like they were pissed off. And I tweeted this. This was during the, I believe, during the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter of the game. Like, it came out from the get-go. You could see it that Denver had way more juice than the Chiefs had. And they were taught, look, man, when they see those clips, when in the media they continue to talk about the Chiefs is going to wax them for the 17th time. First off, let's put that in perspective. Like, that's a lot. 16 games and 16 ass whoopings in a row is a lot. I don't think any AFC West team has ever done that to the Chiefs. It's been some streaks. I think the Raiders had a little streak against us in they had a big streak against us in the 70s and 80s. I know that for sure. But we had our streaks against the Raiders. We won 18 out of 20 or 21 in the 90s alone. So look, man, that's a lot of ass whoopers in a row. And they just got tired of it. They were tired of it. They damn near beat us twice last year.
We also missed Nick Bolton last week too, man.
Oh boy, talk about it.
Because everybody keeps coming out in 12 personnel. Everybody keeps coming out in two tight end sets. All right, y'all very dangerous against the pass. What are you going to do against the run? What are you going to do when we run in zone, creating lanes? Because Chris Jones is a baller, but gap integrity ain't his main issue. It ain't his main focus. And then
boy Naughty. I don't talk about your boy Naughty. Come on, coach.
Hey, man. Anytime you back there with the linebackers, it's going to be a long day, man.
Yeah, he was getting pushed back big time. And it didn't help. It didn't help when they went to the 12 personnel that L'Jarius Sneed decided to have his worst game of his career with. He just got exposed. A little too handsy, and I think they said Denver set it off early with the refs. Like, hey, man, he's pulling and tugging a little bit,
but
didn't change that narrative.
For drawing the flag.
Yeah,
he's known for he's a big dog.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were talking. Brian, you were talking about both Brian's here. You guys were talking about the streak, and I think we all know what the number was, but I think they said the last time Denver had beaten Kansas City was before the Royals won the World Series in 2015. And then I remember a couple of years ago, who was the offensive lineman for Denver? Is Boyles, or I don't know how you say his name. Bowles.
Yes.
Remember a couple of years ago he went off and we're tired. I'm like, okay, well, you're still going to keep losing. Well, now they got it done. I don't even know if he's on the team anymore because I didn't pay attention to their offensive line. So, but you can't win forever. And the Chiefs are still the number one seed in the AFC. That's not an excuse. That's not trying to make everybody feel good. But the fact is the Chiefs still control their own destiny. They are the one seed in the AFC and in their driver's seat to win the division. So I feel good about that. But issues need to be worked out before we start, because now you're looking at other teams like a team that I'm worried about, Baltimore Ravens, 100% worried about it.
Yeah, and Andy's always good for one of these turds every year, especially like Indianapolis last year and the year before. Yep. He's always good for that, and it's one of the good things. Like Miami has to go sift through that turd this week. We didn't put nothing on tape. There wasn't nothing worth looking at. So there's nothing to look at for, as Miami's trying to break down the offense. They have no clue what Kansas City's going to do if we can execute.
A game like that, you just sitting in the facility. You probably done put a little cot in the bed in the office, man. Ain't no going home this week, buddy. Ain't no going home. Ain't no going home, receivers coach. You might as well get us all your snacks, buddy. It's over. You here all day. We're going to figure this one out, buddy.
Took away all the Uncrustables, huh? All the Uncrustables gone this week. You get
I don't even care if they got to play Kahoot for the route tree. You better figure it out. This is
They can DoorDash some gates. It's right there on 40 Highway. But Jerry, you was talking about the Broncos offense or against our defense. Let's roll the tape on that.
Snug formations, max protection.
Pass to Jerry Jeudy.
That's a catch, bro. I mean, look who's it on, but it's a catch. Come on, man. Ain't nobody finna let y'all keep rocking them like that. Look at this. They gonna sit in there, push the pocket.
Wasn't Chris Jones' best day either.
Nah, he was getting moved a lot. He was getting moved off his point a lot, man.
Mm-hmm. Karlaftis had a great game.
He did.
Omenahue had a great game. Other than that, I mean, Drew
Tranquil play right here.
You got to have it up the middle.
Tranquil led the team in tackles, but a lot of them are 5, 6, 7 yards down the field. You know, that's where we miss Bolton stopping at the point of attack with that running game.
Here's Watson getting beat on the next play.
Whoa! That's a tight end.
Look at that.
What did you see? What did you see?
I saw him on the midnight train to Georgia.
Oh, somebody getting blocked.
Yeah.
Took him for the long ride.
Here's a touchdown to Jeudy. It's just a straight sprint for Jeudy to the pylon.
That's tough, though, bro.
Just smoked Watson.
That's tough, bro.
It's Jeudy. That's
film, though. That's a tendency. That's knowing we going in the man. We're gonna run. I mean, he was a bad man back in his day, you know. I don't believe we should just get infatuated with man coverage. When you have bigger corners like we do, it's good to sprinkle it in there, but zone is a massive thing when you got size like this. When they're rangy like that, you got size. It's hard to fit the ball and put it in certain areas.
Look, fellas, we all put it in perspective with the Chiefs still with the loss being the number 1 seed in the AFC.
When do they head to Germany?
Oh,
they leave tomorrow afternoon.
They leave tomorrow, Thursday.
No, because I heard that Miami was already out there.
They're there.
Yep.
They went yesterday. Team
that.
leaves tomorrow afternoon, and then they will practice regular road trip from them. They're practicing after they get off the plane on Friday.
I don't like that.
Wow, if you were the head coach, what would you do?
Oh, they would have been their ass out there. Time zone, man,
already,
huh?
Like Monday?
Nah, probably not Monday, but at least Wednesday. Today they would have been out there. That would get you acclimated, man. That time zone stuff ain't no joke, man. That's real. That's a real thing. Then we got some partiers. I mean, I ain't finna go to Germany. Hey, I'm not about to go to Germany on the NFL tab and not have.
Well, I mean, you got you got two global superstars.
Man, they probably got some appearances they gotta have, and all that stuff. So I would have got there a little earlier than later.
With all that being said, it's a big game this week, and usually the Chiefs button up a little bit after a loss. After the Colts game last year, like you mentioned, B-Dub, the Chiefs went on a clap up Tampa Bay on Sunday Night Football. That game wasn't even close. It was out of reach. So I fully expect for the boys to come out to be a little sharp, to have a chip on their shoulder. And we haven't even talked about the juice that will be added with the Tyreek Hill stuff, with the Dolphins thinking that they the big dogs this year. With Patrick Mahomes actually being healthy, hopefully praying that he's healthy this week. And the wide receivers, man. I think McCole coming in was a wake-up call for everybody else, but then McCole goes out and, he muffs the punt. Maybe that's his wake-up call. But it's it's gut check time, fellas. These next 2 games, we gotta come suited and booted and ready to roll, because these are matchups that are going to determine in the long run where we're playing at in January.
Coach,
you want to give away the tiebreaker to the Dolphins first and foremost. This is going to be the biggest test defensive wise and offensive wise, and it's going to show the true strength and weaknesses of this football team moving forward. Defensively, they're going to have to beat up. They're going to have to beat up the wide receivers like the Bills and the Eagles did. They're going to have to get physical. They're going to have to commit some crimes back there that, they may have to stay over in Germany for. I mean, I need Snead and McDuffie to be on top of Waddle and Reek, and you got to hit Reek at the line. He's hard to press, but we know Spags is going to press. That's what Spags does. So you're going to have to hit him, man, and hit him often. So it's going to be their biggest test, to date, and it's going to show what this team is really made of moving forward. You don't want to go 0-2 going into the bye and then have the Eagles on the other side. So big time, big move.
And Coach, you mentioned this a couple of minutes ago about the Chiefs defensive backs and not wanting to lock in so much on man-to-man all the time. And you watch these, this is no secret, you watch these Dolphins receivers. We used to use this term, better bring out the track spikes, the long spike. I wasn't fast enough to run track, but my oldest son ran track. But those spikes, those spikes they're big. You better put them on because it's going to be a long day against those Dolphins wide receivers. You're going to be running. They're going to put some miles on the field.
That brings me to my next point. Germany's kind of a weird climate place, man. That grass. What's that grass going to be?
Well, it's a hybrid field because it's an EPL team that plays there, or one of the soccer teams that plays there. So it's a hybrid field, half grass, half turf that they inject. That the Eagles had it when Andy was there at Third Turf. It's well done. This is going to be a top-notch field. This isn't going to be like going into Arizona and playing on that skid field in Arizona or Chicago.
That Mexico game.
Brutal.
Yeah, it's going to be no Shakira field. This is going to be a top-notch field over there.
Yeah, that the soccer team they have over there, or football, whatever you want to call it, Eintracht Frankfurt is one of the top teams in Germany. So they've got a fantastic field. They always take care of it. So that's not going to be a concern, at least for me, but I don't have to play on it, but I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah. I don't think the Dolphins got the bodies to throw in there on that line of scrimmage, nor the want to, the way these other teams the last few weeks have rolled out there. So that running game is pretty much going to be out of 11 or, I ain't going to lie. Tariq scared me. I'm not going to lie, dude. Anytime you can shrug your shoulders all you want to. When he's motivated.
What?
He's
I'm
motivated.
not saying look, man,
motivated,
all right, look, I'm not shrugging off Tyreek. I'm just saying all I'm saying is bring it. Like what we gonna do about it? What he's he not gonna play? What he's gonna play? So okay, so let's see. We
coming out with 3 different checks in this motherfucking back
okay,
end.
Look, man. This is when you play light.
Oh, coach. Come on, coach.
First, listen, man. It's gonna be fine. Look, man, it might be a shootout. Who cares? We got the better team. We got the best player in the game. It is what it is. Everybody got players, bro. This is a National Football League,
boy,
and we knew what we was dealing with playing these Dolphins.
He'll
So my mind is right. I'm prepared. My mind is right. I'm ready for war. I don't know, but you sound a little shook over there. I've been ready for this. Man? Look, first off,
that's how you prepare the best. When you know somebody is a real life threat. He'll be running through Harry Potter mazes with me. He'll be running through a maze of people. Waddle, you better get busy because I'm not letting him.
Look, man, he's been shut down before. It's not like there's no game plan to do it. Okay, they've been shut down this year. The Bills shut them down. Whenever the Eagles shut them down. Yep. So whenever they play elite competition, we ain't even get to that. When they play elite competition, they buckle. They don't play well. They don't
stand up.
Talk about it, B-Dub.
They don't stand up. Both the Bills and the Eagles beat them up at the line of scrimmage, and L'Jarius Sneed got to beat this dude up in practice every day. So, he knows the tricks. He knows it's going to be a long day. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a long day. But he's going to have to commit some crimes in the backfield back there and get away with whatever he possibly can to stop them. So, I'm not worried about this. I know it's going to be a great game. I wish it was here at Arrowhead. You know, it would have been an amazing atmosphere with our crowd, you know, rocking. I don't think the Dolphins would have made it out alive, you know, if it was here in Arrowhead. So it's going to be a huge game. You just got to bully them, beat them up, you know, and see what they really made of. Because, you know, Tua takes one wrong sack from Chris Jones or Omenahu, and the whole game is different. The whole game.
I didn't say Dolphins. I said Tariq Hill.
Yeah, I know. I got you, coach. I got you, coach.
I didn't say Dolphins.
I got you, coach.
I'm with all that.
And he's good for 100. You know, he's going to be good for 100.
Shake Tua up. I think we get back there, shake Tua up. I think we win the line of scrimmage. Our receivers scare the hell out of me because ain't Jalen Ramsey back this week?
Yes.
Yes, he
back
returned
last week.
interception last week.
I want to see him and Pacheco run into each other. That's what I'm looking for. I see Pacheco run him smooth the hell over. I'm going to jump off my couch because
and we can't forget the running game. The Dolphins have Mostert leads the league in touchdowns for rushing. So you can't forget that running game is just as potent as that passing game. So we got to be able to rotate that defensive line in and out. And with the linebackers being thin, Willie Gay has still not been put on IR. There's still a chance he can play. You know, more information tomorrow from Andy.
I don't know about that tailbone, dog. Tailbone connected to my thigh bone, whatever, however it goes. I don't know that tailbone, dog. That's rough for LB to play through.
Spot, boy.
You know what? In addition to you know the star players, you mentioned Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill, Tua, and all that. The Dolphins have one of the top young head coaches in National Football League. He's a really smart dude. And, Coach, you mentioned pulling a Harry Potter on Tyreek Hill. He looks like Harry Potter, for crying out loud. But he's a really, really good coach. I have total respect for him. But, you know, we've seen this from the Chiefs before. And Brian, you mentioned this when the times like last year after the loss to the Colts, boom, come right back. So that's what I'm expecting to see from the Chiefs this week. Bounce back win.
Yes, sir.
Fuck it, Spag, go 0. Bring it
exactly, bro. Exactly.
McDuffie in the face all game long.
Let's bully these little pretty dudes, dog. Bully them around. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, we're gonna leave it there.
Hey, but one final thing.
Go ahead, we'll leave it with that.
How many of y'all had kids? How many times have you watched Finding Nemo in your life?
Too many to count.
Too many to count. And my favorite line in that movie is dolphins, stinking dolphins. So I'll leave you with Finding Nemo and stinking dolphins.
I'm gonna get that for my show this week. Thank you, Brad Porter. I appreciate you, my brother, the legend, joining us on the Line of Scrimmage podcast. For Big Reese over in Hawaii, doing something with his mouth. For Coach Brooks, breaking down the film. For my brother B-Dub, thank you for joining us on the Line of Scrimmage podcast. Everybody, be blessed, be safe. Have a good rest of your week. And go Chiefs! I need to get to the outro there. Hold on. Here we go.